introduce you to Eoin, who's the head of startups for HubSpot, and Dolly, who's the principal account director for HubSpot. Generally, we only get the people that run the partner programs out. So to have some of these important people out from HubSpot, we're pretty excited. And I hope they can share some insights around what HubSpot's doing in South Africa. You can all read online what HubSpot is, what it does. But I think the idea is to find out what they're actually doing in the country, what they think about where HubSpot's going. And I urge you to ask them questions. Why buy HubSpot over Salesforce? Ask. Guys, this is a small session. That's what it's designed to do. This is not a conference where we're going to sit and preach to you. Please ask questions. Stop us. Be interactive. It's a small group. That's the idea. Right. Dolly, over to you. And just again, thank you for everyone for taking time out of your day to join us. I hope it's valuable.
I'm sure you guys are familiar with series of systems out there, looking after the content. You have Wix, you have Sumo, you have different thousands of softwares, looking after content. And then you have the likes of messaging, you have Liam, you have live chat, intercom, name it. On the automation side of things, you have Marketo, you have Salesforce, you have Zapier. They look after all this specifically. And then you have reporting, you have data. There's always a solution out there for each element of the business when it comes to reporting, data, content, and all. But what happens is that all the systems are actually not talking to each other. And this is where the problem comes into play, because now you have a siloed systems, disparate systems that are not talking to each other. And I'm sure you have different departments across board within your businesses. And I'm sure we have a lot of marketing people on in the meeting today. We have salespeople. And I see there's a lot, when we run discovery calls, when doing the evaluation process with companies, and they say to me, I have no clue what the marketing team are doing. They say to me, this is the sales manager talking, by the way. They say to me, they're running campaigns and everything. I have no clue in terms of the leads that's being generated. I don't see anything. And then the marketing manager says, I sent you 100 leads yesterday or last month. You did not convert them. So there's this misalignment going on, which is terrible. And this is where HubSpot comes into play, where you're able to bring everything together, have a full alignment, have a full customer journey, understand your customer from the first touch point until they become your customer, and you can actually build on that. So we call that the cobble tax within HubSpot. It's cobbled because you have silo systems. It makes it very hard to align with your team. You have the likes of the clunky UX, which makes it very difficult for your employees to actually adopt. So it's just terrible in a way, and it makes your business, very inefficient. So there's misalignment, there's inefficiency, and also it has negative impact on the business as a whole. And I'm sure all we want is to be able to actually increase our revenue at some point within our business. So this brings me back to why HubSpot is actually built differently. So HubSpot is actually crafted for your growth, for your business growth. And in this case, what we do is we have our customers in the middle of everything that we do within HubSpot. So we put our customers in the middle, and then we talk about the content, we talk about the messaging, we talk about the automation, the reporting, and the data in there. So how does that relate to customer satisfaction? And this is where HubSpot comes into play. So you can see that, our system is actually, it makes it very easy to align for your employees, easy to adopt. I cannot overemphasize on the adoption when it comes to HubSpot. We have over 200,000 customers at the moment, and this is what they're coming back to say to us, that it's very easy to use. And that's one of the key reasons they love HubSpot. HubSpot started as a marketing software, but over the years, we're actually now a platform. So we're not just marketing software. We look after all your business needs. So from marketing to sales, to service, to your operation side of things, to your content. Well, we call it Content Hub now, but it used to be CMS. So it's all of your business needs in one. The reporting in HubSpot is actually great. I have some of the customers in here. I see you. I spoke to you earlier on. They've been using HubSpot for almost three to 4 years now. And the feedback I received today, they said it's amazing. They love it. Again, I can't echo enough the ease of use, which is the adoption. The quality of support that we actually offer you. So compared to other solutions out there, they would actually charge you a good percentage of, the solution that you're buying as the support. So you'd have to pay for the support that you're getting. But with HubSpot, we don't charge you for that. And apart from, all this, you see the value that the platform brings to your business. So we have something called the HubSpot calculator. So you can go on HubSpot.com and just play with it. You can actually toggle and input the number of contacts, the number of salespeople that you have in there. And then you see clearly how much you can actually generate as return of investment if you start using HubSpot for your business. To help with the adoption rate, we have something called the HubSpot Academy. It's something that is somewhere you can actually get your certifications. So you're able to learn about, how HubSpot works, the sales up, the marketing up, all the platforms all the products that we have, you're able to learn on it. You can take your certifications, and it's a value add, and it's free. It's very customizable, and it's very connected. Like I said, it's a platform. So it doesn't matter if you actually buy the marketing up on its own, or you buy sales up on its own, or, you get the same value in terms of the system that is actually built on when it comes to HubSpot. So it's very connected. And again, we put C back into the customer. We look after our customer. Without our customers, we're not here. So we make sure we look after our customers. With the HubSpot model, we have different packages, and it's all about what you need. And then we grow with you. So we're not looking to sell you the Rolls Royce right now. All we want is for us to know that, okay, you definitely need a system. How can we help you? So with HubSpot, the process that we run is at the first initial stage, we have a conversation with you to understand your needs, understand what challenges you're facing. What are the key priorities that you have set for your business? What are the goals that you want to achieve in the next 6 months and the next 1 year? How can HubSpot be part of that growth goal? And if during the call, and Eoin would attest to this as well, I'll say to the customer, if HubSpot is a good fit, not all businesses would be a good fit for HubSpot, and that's the reality of it. So if HubSpot is a good fit, we'll let you know to say, yes, it's a good fit, and this is how we're going to help you and be part of your growth. And if it's not, we'll let you know. So we don't sell you the software because, yes, we have to sell software. We put you into consideration as to what do you really need. Do you really, really need this package? Do you need marketing? Do you need sales? Do you need service? What exactly do you need? And that's how we roll. HubSpot platform brings you return of investment. You're able to, it's not just something that you're hearing, you're actually able to quantify it. It's all about the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So you're able to quantify the return of investment that you do make on HubSpot. And that is vital. So HubSpot is a platform that looks after all your business needs, from the marketing to sales to service to operations to the CMS. And it's just what you need for your business to grow. And then you're able to, have huge return of investment. First of all, you're able to have alignment with all your department, your sales department, your marketing department, your operations department. Everyone is in alignment. You have one unified platform which is your source of truth.
If I'm going to be targeting really detailed companies, right, we can just pull that list in seconds. And this is the sort of stuff that would have taken me personally when I was on the floor, would have taken me at least a day a week. I would have done prospecting and research days, typically a Friday. I would get but I'd be doing that research consistently. But if I can take away that hard work and that monotonacy, that's what's going to make my life easier. And here's an example I'm just going to use the HubSpot example, but it'll give us the industry, the location, the details, the description. So anything that's out there public about that company, we're going to pull that in for you. Click one button, it's into the system, and all of the detail that's there is going to be in the system, right? So that's, again, trying to save us a bit of time and effort. Again, I've just put a little prompt as an example, but it's literally research company and a name of company, and it'll pull up all the details. So if you're going to be targeting big enterprise-based clients, research is bloody gold, right? So making sure that we have the right information. Again, there's a couple of other examples here that I have on the screen, but things like using it for reporting. So forecasting, list me all the deals that are going to close this month. So for me as a sales director, when I had a sales team of 9, I could literally go in, click one button, and I'll have all the forecasts perfectly for me when I go in and meet my CEO, right? Again, makes life easier. Or again, things like prospecting, I've used a couple of different other examples. And then again, simple things like add contact name. I met Jock earlier on today. I have his business card. I've literally already scanned it and it's already in the HubSpot system. I actually didn't have to do anything. The other thing is thought leadership. I use that example of LinkedIn, right? I haven't wrote a post in 2 years, but I post about 3 times a week. It's part of my job. I don't particularly like it, have to do it because that's what I'm paid for, right? But for me in thought leadership, I'll take a topic. I'll do it a month in advance. I will do a number of blog posts on that topic over a month. And I use HubSpot and I use the ChatSpot tool to do that for me. So I'm like, write me a thought leadership post on a particular topic. And then I'll cut it up and I'll use it on my social media posts or my LinkedIn post, right? But again, it's just taking away the work that I don't particularly like doing. I love speaking, as you can all tell. So I use video quite a lot as well. So again, it's just keeping things personalized. And I don't mean that you just take it word for word. You have to put in your own tone of voice. You have to put in those things to make it authentic to you. And that's what I mean when I said about the problems with AI is you still have to have human intervention. Use this example earlier today when I was talking to someone, which was let the sales team, let yourself work in the places you bloody like to work. And as Dolly mentioned, it's all about a connected system, right? If you use WhatsApp all the time, if you like using LinkedIn, that's cool. That's the system that you like to use. As long as you're doing the work, doesn't matter what you're using, right? As long as it's coming into one central point. And that's the most important thing. If you do not have a central source of truth, you're essentially shooting yourself in the foot. It's all about what the client wants. Right, so we give them what they want the way they want it, right? And I think that sometimes gets overlooked in a sales approach. And then I'm really nerdy about these things, but I love AI forecasting, and I love AI forecasting for one reason, right? Dolly and me used to work in the same team. I was a half glass empty guy, and Dolly was definitely not. She liked to forecast extremely accurately. I was always about 50% under what I actually was going to hit. But that was just me. That's the way I like to do things. Over time, as you use it, the AI is going to take the behavior of the sales reps into effect. The last thing I'm going to touch on is really around content, right? And Dolly alluded to this earlier on. I genuinely have been so excited about this feature. Who here spends a good chunk of their time on WhatsApp? Pretty much everyone. Okay. How many people, who likes to spend time on TikTok? Facebook? Instagram? Great. So we're very mixed. Doesn't matter what you like. What's the customer like? So we need to make sure that the content that we're putting out there is relevant to the customer, not what you like, right? So a lot of time when we do that as marketeers and as salespeople and as business owners, we focus too much on what we like. The customer cares what they're interested in, right? For anyone that is a marketeer in the room, right? We know how hard it is to cut up content and use it over different platforms. It takes up massive amounts of time. The idea of this is like click one button and it's done. And that's the thing. We can spend more time then on the creative. Right, so I'm not saying that we're not going to be creative in what we're doing. We're still going to do the creative, but it's the heavy lifting. Here is that 30% back in your day. I've been in HubSpot 7 years. This is the most exciting update that I've personally seen as a business owner and as someone that's worked in HubSpot. That to me is worth its weight in gold, because I'm like, oh, thank the Lord that they've figured out how to get rid of the part of my job I really dislike the most.
A little bit about us. I mean, we implement we're an elite partner. We've won a whole bunch of awards for HubSpot, and I like to think we're quite good at implementing. But this is what I want to talk about. Acquisition strategy for 2024. So think about this carefully. In an online era where everyone is competing for attention, smaller, highly targeted audiences yield the best results for sales and marketing. But we need to ensure data is accurate, and we need to adhere to data privacy regulations, okay? So in this presentation, I'm going to cover 3 things. Narrowing the awareness stage targeting, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a slightly different, unique way, not just the standard targeting in the ad platforms. And then we're going to talk about clean data with fewer systems. And then we're going to talk about accurate data privacy management, which as South African companies, we just don't understand and we don't really care about, okay? Unless you're a big financial organization, but even they get it wrong a little bit sometimes. Digital marketing in 2024. Post-COVID, every business is online. Lead generation, campaign performance dipped. Ad spend is certainly in the B2B space, is not yielding results, okay? Certainly in the B2C space, fine. E-com, quick purchases, it does. And lead quality is incredibly difficult to control. And every company is looking for a way to proficiently generate new leads and qualify those leads. Sales. Most sales in 2024 are virtual. During COVID, we acquired a client called Terrico. The biggest data provider in the country. I was shocked 2 years after having them as a client and installing HubSpot and working a lot with them. When I went to their building on the way to the airport and saw the size of it, I'd never met this client. And they'd spent a few bar with us. It it was shocking for me to realize that. And you just, the way things have changed. Sales teams complain about poor lead quality. Sales don't follow up on the leads. We can argue that because the leads are poor quality. And as a result, the feedback on the leads is very poor. That's the state of play. So what is a SDR, a sales development representative? And this is a bit of a weird one because I'm going to introduce concept of a salesperson into marketing as an integrated part of marketing. Okay, so an SDR focuses on prospecting, moving and qualifying leads through the sales pipeline and then delivers those leads to a business development manager who's responsible for closing sales. Let's have a look at how this works. Most businesses, lead gen marketing, there's no consideration or qualification. They get passed on to the salespeople. Sales support for the marketing team, detractors. I mean, can you blame them? They're not qualified. They send every single lead through. Sales has now got to sift through all these leads, whether they're good or not. That's pretty much how everyone operates at the moment. And we've got the forward-thinking businesses. This is what we do a lot with HubSpot, and it certainly works. We still do a lot of it for ourselves. We do marketing, so we do ebooks, we do blog posts, we put ads out there, we get a lead, we nurture them. And when we see that there's engagement and they second touch, we then pass them over to the sales team. And as I said, they're indifferent. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, okay? What we're finding really, really works, and we're training a lot of the businesses we're working with to do this, is the awareness and the lead gen is actually done by sales. Okay, so as marketers, we give the salespeople the ebooks, the webinar, the events. We get them to target people accurately, share the information with them, put them in the CRM, and then we market and nurture. We provide them at this stage with just useful information. They're nurtured, and when they're really active and they're coming back to the website or they're reaching out, that's when they get involved. So it's a slight tweak on it. We're still creating all the same material, but we're pushing it out in a slightly different way. If you're going to really do the sales and marketing well, and I promise you, the old school marketing does not work like it used to. I've seen it. We've done it for clients. I've seen our sales team promise stuff and it falls on its head. And I am very, very cautious about us selling results as a result. We used to because we always got results. We had good technique. We got it done. It doesn't work as well as it did anymore because of the people online. People are online. Then everyone's giving it a bash. Everyone's doing AdWords. Everyone's doing LinkedIn. The noise is insane. So if you're going to do this properly, I urge you, pull the awareness stage into the sales process. Use your marketing team to give your salespeople those ebooks, these types of events. It really, really works. And then have a marketing system that you can then nurture them with. And don't hit the people hard with selling. Be helpful. The usual stuff, the inbound stuff that HubSpot's been preaching forever. If you're going to be specific, accurate, you've got to be compliant. And it's something that's really, really, really been working for us and for our clients. And it's, I guess, because HubSpot is sales and marketing, it's something that we're able to do very easily inside of the software. And that's it. Thank you.